Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Gene.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. So, did you do the crossword?
I did.
And was it a winning midweek crossword?
Well, I got it done.
Good.
But it was tricky.
Uh-huh.
I found it tricky.
Oh, okay.
What'd you think?
I found it pretty straightforward, although according to the computer it took me 22 hours, 4 minutes, and 5 seconds.
Wow.
I don't think that's accurate. I'm pretty sure I got it done in under 20 hours. No, there were a few places where I was. It took me some time to sort of dig out of a hole that I dug myself into, but overall it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
You know, there wasn't a lot of Spanish.
No.
My downfall. There weren't a lot of obscure foods. Also my downfall. So I was able to sort of muddle through it.
Very good.
I did not know one across, the Ticketmaster alternative, even though we've had this before, StubHub.
StubHub.
And
I've even used StubHub, and
really?
I couldn't even think what would be the alternative.
Oh, no.
Yes.
To Ticketmaster?
Yeah, to Ticketmaster, StubHub.
Well, you know, Ticketmaster, you think, what am I buying? You're not buying stubs, you're buying tickets.
Right.
So they ingeniously put what you're getting in the name.
That's right.
Speaking of named entities, 15 across, longtime home decor chain with a name that anagrams to Pioneer. That was Pier 1.
Yes.
And I went around looking for Pier 1s around here and found there were 4, and they were all marked as permanently closed.
Yes, I don't
guess
think there's too many Pier 1s left.
I think they're all permanently closed. Apparently they went bankrupt.
Oh.
So, although they have an online presence.
Oh, okay.
So I guess they just closed their physical stores.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the last time I was in a Pier 1. I believe it was during the Roosevelt era. Maybe before. I don't know. Truman, something like that. Harry Belafonte? No, I guess he was never a president. Sorry, I take that one back. Plant with edible sprouts took a while. That was alfalfa.
That's right.
I'm not quite sure what alfalfa
It's
is.
17 across.
17 across. Thank you.
Alfalfa. It's a
I thought it was a grain.
grain.
So if it's a grain...
Well, I shouldn't say it's a grain. It's a grass. I'm sorry, it's a grass.
Okay, all right.
Remember, we used to live next to an alfalfa field.
Guess that explains why I was sneezing all the time.
Yes. And then, they would have to come periodically and bale the alfalfa.
That was alfalfa?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't know. If someone had just put a big sign up there, alfalfa, then in today's crossword, I would have just breezed right through that.
Right. Now they've turned it into a water park.
Yes.
But it was an alfalfa field while we lived there.
Interestingly, they still probably come out and mow it. Get out of the way, kids. 3 down. Soccer org that runs the Champions League was UEFA, UEFA.
Yes.
The Union of European Football Associations.
Really?
Yes. Although I don't know, that's all that I know. I can decrypt the acronym, but I'm not sure what it really stands for. That could be a Fun Fact Friday.
Well, it could. It could. So, well, we should probably talk about the theme.
Okay.
And that was one reason I think it was such a tricky puzzle, because the theme clues were so very, very long.
Mm-hmm.
They went the length of the puzzle almost. So, and they didn't all go across like you typically see. 2 of them were downs.
Right.
So the first one was 5 down, which was wait or hopeful words while playing a 35 across. And that was hold on a minute, and which doesn't really give you a lot of clues as to what they're talking about, because you could say that about a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then 10 down, professional who might expect to do well with a 35 across, and that was a crane operator. And then we had 54 across, setting for a 35 across, and that was amusement arcade.
Right.
Which I guess I never really heard where the 35 across is called an amusement arcade. But anyway, and then finally the revealer 35 across was joystick controlled contraption depicted in this puzzle. And when I got to that, I'm like, I don't see any joystick anywhere. And but if you look at the puzzle, it does look like there is a giant claw coming down from the top. And so the answer was claw machine game.
Yep.
So we had all clues related to a claw machine game.
I had no idea that that's what those were called.
I knew they were called claw machines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think of them as a game, but they're just sort of a chance.
It's fun for the whole family.
Mm-hmm. Fun for the whole. So
apparently you can get them for several $1,000s if you feel so inclined.
Wow. I have never actually seen anybody win anything in a claw machine. Have you?
I think like in Toy Story.
Well, yes, in Toy Story.
I don't know if that counts.
Somebody won. Did they win Buzz or?
Someone wasn't someone trapped and they had to get them out?
Or no, they won. Oh, they won Woody, right?
I don't actually recall.
Yeah.
I thought it was they were rescuing someone.
Well, they were trying to, but they got caught in the claw machine, or they got one in the claw machine. I think it was Woody.
I'm a little fuzzy on that. Let me get back to you.
Yes.
Well, so they had what looked like something you'd use for barbecuing, right in the middle of the grid. I guess that was supposed to be the claw.
The claw?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. The part that comes down, but the black square's coming straight down, and then then there's sort of like this claw at the end of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a pitchfork with the middle fork missing.
Right. And it framed a great answer to a great clue, 31 across, where you might put in dough and take out bread. And that was ATM.
Yeah.
Your favorite ATM.
That was pretty funny. Right underneath the claw, actually about 3 rows beneath the claw, they had 5 black squares arranged in a cross.
Right.
And I'm wondering if that was supposed to be the controller.
I think so. Or
is that supposed to be one of the...
I was thinking, yes, that's probably... Because you have to, you have to move it forward and backwards, and you have to move it from side to side to get to the thing you're trying to catch, or in the claw.
Right.
And once you're over it, then you have to press something to make it go down, and try to catch up whatever it is that you're trying to win.
What would have been absolutely awesome is if this actually functioned as a joystick, and as you moved it, all the black squares moved over.
Oh.
And the programmers were like, no, just no. Go away,
we
Joel.
We could make a little teddy bear in the corner that it could try to pick up.
Well, I think that the group of squares at the bottom, you've got 3 black squares in a row, and one above the center black square forming an upside down T of a sort. I guess those were supposed to be maybe the things you grab.
Oh.
At least that was my perception.
No, I don't think so, but...
Yep. I'm sticking with that.
What are they? Dolls?
They're upside...
dolls and stuffed animals.
They're upside down T's. This claw machine game is devoted to picking up letters.
Uh-huh.
At least that's my theory.
Maybe they're those little... Martian men in Toy Story.
It could be.
Who were so enamored with the claw.
The claw. The claw. Let's see. What else? Some experts on viruses, 8 across. I was thinking epidemiologists.
Oh.
But it turned out to be techies.
Yes, I was thinking techies, but I wasn't quite sure. I was trying to get like tech guy in there, or IT, IT pro or something, but it turned out to be techies.
No, I immediately went for the biological view.
That's surprising considering your background.
Well, I saw viruses and I thought, things I don't want to get.
Mm-hmm. I had a little trouble with the one right under that, 16 across. Clean again as hair.
Right.
Re-rinse.
Yeah.
I was like, well, don't you have to re-wash it first if you're cleaning it? Just rinse it.
Well, I knew I was going to start with RE because it said clean again. Mm-hmm. And then I was just like, okay, what do I do now? But
Yep.
you're right. Rinse doesn't really make sense here. But they needed those 5 letters. And how else could you clue re-rinse?
I don't know.
When you need to clean your rinse. When you need to clean your you re-rinse. No, never mind.
Re-rinse.
We'll definitely edit that out. Let's see. 44 across, I was delighted to see. Shed on a frozen lake. Ice hut. And for the record, here in Wisconsin,
Wisconsin,
in the middle of winter, you can see those ice huts as far as the eye can see.
That's right.
And the only amazing thing is that the whole lake just doesn't collapse under the weight of those things.
I was in awe when I first saw those.
Yep.
And then, people actually do bring them home and park them in their driveway until next weekend when they pull them back out again.
See, I think there are just so many around here that needs to be the sort of the unit. You could say a Wisconsin of ice huts.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and publicize that. We'll see if that goes anywhere. 49 down. Fashion designer Cohn with an eponymous rhinestone-encrusted suit. NUDIE.
Yes.
NUDIE Cohn?
Yes, I'd never heard of that.
If he's a fashion designer, he should have something that implies clothes, not the lack thereof. He's sort of working against his own self-interests.
I had so much trouble in that corner.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
'Cause, 53 across, smooth over. Well, I had a problem, and I spelled crane operator with an ER instead of an OR.
Gasp.
So then I had Irene, I was trying to think, and I didn't know the U of nudie, so for the out part, and so I was just like, what could this be? And then eventually I realized I had misspelled operator.
I'm sure you got 50 down now. Blood vessel insert
Yes,
stent.
I did get that.
It's like about the 8th time this week they've used it. And then 48 down, loud bursts of laughter, roars.
Well, I thought it was roars, but then, I had this IREN, and I'm like, Ireno? It just didn't make any sense. So
Spelling is so important when you do the crossword.
Well, it is, and I'm a pretty good speller, but I just made that error, and then that just, I don't know, it caused me to spend an awful lot of minutes on
Did
that
you feel
corner.
like a 43 down simpleton or dunce?
A dunce. I felt like a dunce.
Oh, okay.
I took dunce out. I put that in right away, but because I had the D and I had the E at the end, so I thought, well, it's got to be dunce. But I thought, well, maybe it's not. So
yeah.
yes, I was being a dunce in the dunce corner.
No, you weren't. You were just doing what everyone else does, flail around a bit.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do that, I
Yep.
guess, to solve the crossword.
We had 37 down, like an afro hairstyle, natural.
That's right.
That was pretty straightforward, I guess.
Yep.
And were you just delighted beyond words to see 23 across? 23 across being fabrics retailer Joanne?
Why would I be just delighted about that?
Because I believe that's where you spend most of your waking hours.
No, I don't.
Not your working hours, but your waking hours.
I don't, but I do enjoy going to Joanne.
I was surprised to see that. I wonder if that's a debut. Because
No, probably not. They probably be used.
Oh,
Joanne
yeah, that's
as a
true.
Name. I mean, there's many famous people named Joanne. So.
well, it's only shown up 6 times, and let's see.
Oh, that's interesting.
In 2013, it was actress Flug of MASH.
Joanne Flug. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Only twice has it been clued as the retailer. In 2019 and today. So, Oh, actually, it showed up one more time.
Girl's name.
Girl's name, author unknown, editor Farrar in 1957.
It was a popular name.
Boy, and there
in
was
the 50s.
but 57, and then there was a 51-year gap before it reappeared.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Joanne isn't that common a name nowadays.
Not now.
So,
No,
I
not.
wonder if they're going to rename it to something sort of.
Sometimes people thought that was my name, Joanne,
Really?
because it's spelled almost like Jean. It's just got
Except for a few.
it's got an O and an extra N. But
Yup.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
But even when I'd say Jean, they'd say, "Oh, Jane." I'm like, "No, Jean." Oh, Joanne. No, like Jean.
Sometimes people think my name is Fred because you can, MFIR. It's easy
Mike, you've got a very, very common name, but
I do. Mm-hmm. Like the most, and if anyone drops me, I'll be a drop mic. Okay, enough bad jokes about my own name. All right, well, I think that's it for today.
Okay.
So thanks everyone for listening. Hope you did well in this crossword. Let us know how you did. Did you find it particularly tricky or crunchy, as we like to say? You can drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com, or click on the link, fan mail, to send us some fan mail.
Yep.
And that is it for today. We'll be back again with our cutting edge analysis of Thursday's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.